So let's start by naming some of those bones. At the top we have the cranium, which is also referred to as the skull. As we move further down, we have the vertebral column, which is made up of lots of different individual vertebrae. Around the front we have the sternum, which you would know as your chest bone. And attached to the sternum we have the ribs. Along the top we have the clavicle, which you may know as the collarbone. And on the opposite side we have the shoulder blade, which we would call the scapula. Moving on to the limbs, and the arms in particular, the bone of the upper arm is called the humerus. We have two bones in the lower arm. The one that's on the thumb side is called the radius, and the ulna is underneath. The smaller bones of the wrist are called the carpals, and the longer bones in the hand are called the metacarpals, meta actually meaning long. And then we have the fingers, and the fingers are called phalanges. How are we going so far? Not too tricky? Let's move down. Here we have the pelvis. And then if we move on to the bones of the lower limb, the femur is the thigh bone. And what's special about the femur is that it's the longest bone in the body. We then have the patella, which you would probably know as the kneecap. And then moving on to the bones of the lower limb. We have the tibia, which you'd be able to feel as your shin bone. It's the thicker one, the one that's on top. And then the smaller bone is the fibula, which is on the lateral side. The ankle bones are called tarsals, and then just as we did in the hands, the longer foot bones are called metatarsals. The toes are also referred to, just like the fingers, as phalanges. And there we have all the names of the bones that you need to know in the skeleton.